What up, guys? Welcome back to Tough Puff. This is John speaking. I just got home from Florida's first cities of the year, held in Maitland, Florida. That's about 2.5 hours from where I live. I went with the Tough Puff's own Daniel Tavilla and one of our good friends, Kevin Kobayashi. Me and Daniel decided to run a Raichu bats list, and Kevin ran a Scyther variant. I placed 12th with a 5-2 record. Which is, usually is good enough to get in the top 8, but there's a lot of good players in this tournament. There are 80 players in Masters. I lost to a Night March, which I should love playing against because I have the bats, but he judged me and I didn't get to draw anything good. And then I lost against Harrison Levin's Milotic deck with a bunch of fun stuff in it. Alright, so yeah, I got 5-2. Daniel and Kevin got a little worse than me because they just dead you really bad. Alright, so for the Pokemon part of the deck, we run 4-4 Raichu line. So for those of you that have watched my videos since the beginning, you guys know that I love Raichu. A Circle Circuit does 20 times the amount of bench Pokemon that you have in play. So with a full Skyfield bench, it hits 160. So this is the main attacker of the deck. Also, we run this Pikachu with the Nuzzle for 1 colorless energy. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is paralyzed. I don't suggest using it too often, but if you have to, like you need a stall, if you get the heads, you could stall for at least a turn. For the bats, we run 4-3-2 bat line, pyramid line. Raichu only hits for 160, so we need the bats for our perfect numbers, for the 180s, or if we need to put extra damage on Mega Pokemon, or we could, knock out Pokemon on the bench, such as Combis and other Zubats or Joltics. Next we have 2-2 Milotic line. Now what Milotic does, Sparkling Ripples. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put a card from your discard pile into your hand. That's any card, Raichu, Double-Colorless Energy, Lysandre, any other supporter you want to get back. Just a really good card. Usually I use it to get back like a DCE. Next we run 3 Unown, Farewell Letter, discard it, draw a card. Just also fill their bench out or add draw power. But honestly, most of the time I don't use Farewell Letter unless I'm really desperate. I usually leave it on the bench for the extra damage for Raichu. 3 Shaymin EX for the draw power to draw into our Pokemon to set up our board, fill our bench out, and draw cards. And our last Pokemon, it is the new promo Jirachi. For those of you don't know what this does, for 1 energy, any energy, Stardust does 10 damage. Discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. If you do, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. Wow. This is the reason why I did not play Giratina Toad or any Toad variant, period. Because while me and Daniel were playtesting, he played 1 in his deck, just like this, 1 in his deck, and this single Jirachi runs through that deck. It is just the fact that it does a little damage, discards a special energy, and prevents attacks, like no damage done, like that is just ridiculous. It's such a good card, so easy to obtain. Just go buy one of those booster packs that has Jirachi in it and you get it. It's just really good, especially if you think about all the Pokemon or decks that run special energies. Giratina, the Giratina Bronzong deck, the Cybertoad decks, Raichu, Vespiquen, Joltik. So this is it could just stall out, stall the game for you, or just demolish the Toad player. Alright, for our supporters, we have 3 Sycamores. Usually in all my decks I run 4 Sycamore, but 3 is fine. Most of the time you don't want to discard all your stuff like your bats and other cards in the deck. This is the only different part between me and Daniel's deck. We had 1 different card. I ran 3 Bridgette and he ran 2 Bridgette and 1 Battle Compressor. And you know, we thought that would have been a good choice to put a Battle Compressor. The reason why I didn't is because I turned my deck list in too early, so I didn't get a chance to do it. So what Bridgette does, search your deck for 1 basic EX Pokemon or 3 basic Pokemon except Pokemon EX and put them onto your bench and shuffle your deck afterwards. This is the supporter you want turn 1. You could instantly grab, you know, Pikachu, Pikachu, Zubat, or you know, Zubat, Pikachu, whatever the matchup is. So this is a really good card, especially turn 1. We have 1 Lysandre. I'd love to make it 2, but there's just not enough room in the deck for 2 Lysandres. 1 Teammates. All our Pokemon are pretty puny, get knocked out pretty easily, so Teammates is a good card to have to follow that up. 1 AZ. Pick up the mainly the bats, so you can reuse the bats, or you can pick up a Shaymin. You could pick up Milotic and use the Milotic again, or pick up something out of the active spot that you don't want. And Hex Maniac. Why we decided to run Hex Maniac? Because I believe the initial deck list that we saw for the deck didn't run Hex Maniac, but I think Hex Maniac wins the mirror, or we think Hex Maniac wins the mirror, or you know, disrupts decks like Vesequin for like turn 1s and stuff. So we decided to run Hex Maniac. Also, I ran to an Aegislash today and I got to knock it out because I used the Hex Maniac, so that was really nice. And then we run 4 VS Secrets to get all the supporter back. Next, for the rest of the trainer item cards, we have 4 Ultra Ball, 2 Level Ball, and a Buddy Rescue. So Ultra Ball is pretty much a 4 of in every single deck. Discard 2, get any Pokemon you want. We run 2 Level Ball because there's so many targets in this deck for Level Ball. We have Pikachu, Raichu, Zubat, Colbat, Feebas, Unown, and Jirachi. So that's a lot of targets for Level Ball. And then we have Buddy Rescue. Surprisingly, not a lot of people were playing this card today. I think this card is really good, especially in this kind of deck. If you have a Pikachu and you have a Raichu in the discard pile, you can get the Raichu. Or if you have a bat you want to use this turn, you can use Buddy Rescue and get the bat. And for those of you who don't know what Buddy Rescue does, each player puts a Pokemon from his or her discard pile into his or her hand, and your opponent chooses first. So usually you want to use it when you have, you know, good control of the game, because you just want good control, so whatever Pokemon they get back usually doesn't hurt you too bad. And our stadium of choice is 4 Skyfield to max out Raichu Circle Circuit, and 1 Sacred Ash to get back, you know, all your stuff that gets knocked out or discarded. And for energy, we run 2 water energies. Why water? Well, because Milotic has an attack that needs a water energy, and just in case I attack a Milotic, I'll use the water energy. And then 4 DCEs, just for to power up Circle Circuit really fast. So yeah, that's our version of Raichu Bats and Milotic. It was a pretty decent tournament. I wish I would have topped, but I'm not complaining. I got some championship points. Also, shout out to Brandon. Brandon is one of our first subscribers. I finally got to meet him today. Really cool guy. You know, thank you for subscribing to us early, like when we had like 10 subscribers. Thank you for watching our video, and thank you for coming up to say hi to me and Daniel. That's really cool. Alright, so until next time, guys.